The idea of who is going to schedule the closing and say, we're closing on Friday. It can come from any party, from realtors, from the lenders, from the buyers, the sellers. Sometimes we have people jumping the gun, but the real timeline is probably driven by the buyer's lender.
That's right, because under the new federal regulations, there's the numbers that have to go out. There's an opportunity for buyers to review. That's a minimum of 3 business days before they're asked to sign the actual documents, including the note and the mortgage. What you really bump up against is this blending between when is the lender ready to close, and when has the buyer had the opportunity to review the documents, and when does the purchase agreement expire?
Right.
Now,
Most purchase agreements in the old days, they could be 30 days out. Nowadays, you sign the purchase agreement, it could be 45, maybe even 60 days before the lender can be ready with all the documentation that they've got to collect, all the due diligence they have to do, plus all the inspections that the buyer might do on the property. So we've got this long timeline. Of course, everyone's anxious to close.
Yes.
Everyone's anxious to close. They want to get in the new house. The sellers want to move on to their new property. Everybody wants this transaction completed because there's so many transactions right behind it.
That's what's critical, is that as we're looking at this closing, what's the ripple effect both on both sides of this closing of what happens? And when you add split closings to it and the dimension of another title company that we're coordinating